Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Now that was peak. And for once, most people seem to agree. God, I can't imagine the kind of idiot you'd have to be to say this movie wasn't peak.
I want you guys to get to know me better than hot tub. No, tub. Like, you really gotta put your emphasis. Yeah, you're not saying tua, you're saying tub, you know?
Tub.
You gotta really put your back.
Hot tub.
Tub, you know? So first,
Hey stupid, can you hear me?
I mean, somebody that's very dear to me. What the? Whitney?
Patrick Stewart?
Nobody, it's me, the omniscient. I have a question for you, but your response is so questioning. It out-questions my question.
I don't know how else to react when someone's telepathically talking to me.
Just answer my damn question. What did you think about Beetlejuice 2?
Beetlejuice 2? Mid. I mean, let's be honest. It was doomed from the start. It was so disappointing. There's a bunch of characters missing because of real world events. And Michael Keaton is way too old to be playing Beetlejuice at this point. And it shows. Because he wasn't as energetic as last time. The movie is such a desperate cash grab. I'm surprised it got any positive reception at all. I mean, it should have never been made after the 90s. And I wish it didn't make a profit. But whatever. I'm gonna dunk on it soon anyway. What the? I didn't even turn it off. What happened? On it? Idiot. You are dumb and your channel sucks. Dumb. So stupid, so stupid, so stupid. I'm dumb. Oh. Ew! Beetlejuice 2 was peak. And yet here you are being an idiot once again. An unthinkable, unpredictable, shocking turn of events. We're doing this again, Omni? I won last time. Yes! It was a tie. Well, spoiler alert, there's not gonna be a tie this time. Trust me, I'm dead serious. Okay, then let's hear it. Tell me why Beetlejuice 2 wasn't peak. Well then, let's start with a plot summary.
Beetlejuice 2 starts off with a big time skip, and it turns out that Lydia is now the host of a ghost hunting show, and everything else about her life changed too. She's a mom now, has a husband, lots of stuff. But eventually, while being on TV, she suddenly sees visions of Beetlejuice. Somehow Beetlejuice returned. Now, everyone around her thinks she's crazy, and yet again, she's feared for her life. That's it. Seriously, that's the entire plot. Okay. A lot more happens in this movie. Beetlejuice's ex-wife comes back from the dead to get revenge on her husband. Meanwhile, Beetlejuice is a convicted felon, so the cops are trying to look for him. Lydia's daughter ends up seeing a ghost for the first time and falls in love with him. And there's a lot more that happens in this movie, but here's the biggest problem. There's no point of mentioning any of those storylines in the main summary. Why is that? Because all of these subplots, even the ones I didn't mention, are either completely ignored or just have the most underwhelming ending ever. Here's some examples. Literally, at the start of the movie, we see Beetlejuice's ex-wife put all of her body parts back together single-handedly, and we get to see her whole origin story, seeing how she got with her husband in the first place and how she died. You would think after all that, she would come up constantly in the movie, building up a scheme, or getting closer to her goals somewhat. Nope, instead she's gone for what feels like hours until the very end of the movie.
Beetlejuice!
What the f***?
I'm back.
Remember when I mentioned that ghost boy that Lydia's daughter loves? We get a whole backstory on that too. Apparently it was common knowledge that the ghost was a boy who died in an accident, but in reality, it turns out he violently killed his parents and ended up going with them. It was a big reveal, and him being with Lydia's daughter could have led to very suspenseful events. But what happened in the end? He just fell into a floor trap. You see, Beetlejuice saved Lydia's daughter because he had to, according to a contract he signed, and it was a waste of time! That ghost guy barely had any connection to the story at all! That's this movie's biggest problem. All the interesting plot lines it introduced just lead to nothing. Instead of developing them the right way, the majority of the runtime is spent on Lydia's super boring family drama. And what makes that even worse is that those characters don't care about anything that happens to them. Family members would die, and the ones still alive would just move on within a second. If these characters don't care about anything, why should I? Everything that happens in this movie is just a blur to me because it doesn't want me to care about anything. So the entire time I was watching Beetlejuice 2, I was confused thinking, why does this exist? Why am I watching this? Am I supposed to feel anything? It's a waste of time, a waste of money, and a waste of a continuation. There's more purpose to this video than there is to Beetlejuice 2 itself. At least I'm trying to prove something in an entertaining way.
Nah, it was peak.
Compare Beetlejuice 2 to the original. That movie was very eventful and with purpose. A couple tragically dies and tries to get their house back. All the while they explore this unique world with all these crazy characters and complex themes. That movie was a meaningful and emotional freak show, while Beetlejuice 2 in comparison was nothing. Yes, there's Burton stuff here with the crazy looking creatures and environments, but there was zero purpose to them. To me, it just feels as if those elements were there because the movie is obligated to have them.
Nah, it was peak. It was peak.
Oh, I'm not finished complaining. What was the point of this movie when it doesn't even have the best characters in it? Adam and Barbara, the couple I mentioned earlier, they're completely absent in Beetlejuice 2. Why? After all we went through, they just left? That's like making Alfred leave Batman, or SpongeBob leaving the Krusty Krab because he wasn't getting paid enough. It doesn't make sense. Adam and Barbara were attached with Lydia. If it weren't for her, they would have stayed dead. This movie shouldn't have been made if they couldn't make it right. The only thing saving it for me was that it was funny at times, and I still enjoyed Michael Keaton's performance as Beetlejuice. Even though it's clear that he's not as energetic and full of life as he used to be. I mean, he literally had to rely on using different voices and wires so many times in Beetlejuice 2.
When was the juice ever tied down? What kind of woman could ever keep him satisfied? Well,
Te lo dirò.
a little higher, boys. Can't let Dolores get through that door.
Overall, I thought the movie was mid at best. There were some funny moments, I admit, and I did enjoy some of the characters, but majority of the time, I felt as if I was watching a reality TV show with Tim Burton Weird Moments compilation on the side.
It was peak. After everything I said, how could you convince me that it was peak, or even good for that matter?
Well, for one thing, Beetlejuice was even funnier. Maybe it was my 2024 brain, but I feel like a lot of Beetlejuice material in the 1988 movie was 80s humor. And I have to say, it kind of strikes me like the Friends sitcom. Now, Keaton's delivery and timing saved it like nothing else, but still, the material wasn't anything crazy. Still, the movie was funny, but I feel like the 2024 Beetlejuice had a sarcasm, an irony that was fitting of our brain rot. Like when he saw the photo of his ex and did the Looney Tunes eye popping out gang. Now that was hilarious. Or when he broke into thick Italian for 3 minutes, I loved it all.
Oh, really? Then tell me, what is it the funniest? The knife or its head time?
And another thing, I thought it was even crazier, even more creative. Things like Charles's bloody neck stump corpse, the Soul Train dancers, the actor cop troupe, Dolores stapling herself back together and all her bits squirming towards each other. That scene is still my favorite from the movie. Even if it makes 1988 Beetlejuice look like it had a 5-star VFX.
Oh, really? And where did that come from? All right, the first ever Beetlejuice movie. You're gonna compare that to the waiting room? The set being alive? Beetlejuice himself? Creative. More like borrowed and expanded at best.
And the characters? Come on. Now, there's not quite anything close to a Barbara or Adam Maitland, or even an Otho. But Jenna Ortega was fun enough for the stereotypical role she was. And she had a couple pretty human and convincing moments of charm. And I thought Winona Ryder was at a high, even though I liked charmingly innocent and earnest young Lydia better.
What do you mean by that?
Her sarcastic performance was really funny at times and well delivered. Her relationship with Delia was an unexpected highlight, and I really liked the two of them together. They were really funny, and Delia herself, again, super different, was great. Not playing it as big, but really leaning into the camp and entitlement, and she was spectacular in a new way. Maybe not better or worse. Matter of fact, that's my attitude for Lydia and Beetlejuice 2, and the whole movie. Good in a different way. Maybe not better, and hey, we ended up getting more Beetlejuice after all.
Actually, we didn't get more Beetlejuice this time. In fact, we got the same amount as last time, which was 17 minutes. The movie is 12 minutes longer than the original. So we literally got less Beetlejuice than we should have, and it doesn't even justify its longer runtime because of its horrible storytelling!
Alright! I get it! I get it, there's some flaws, even I can see that!
It was super funny, yes, but in a super 2024 way. And I'm not as stupid as you, I know that sometimes that was in a bad way. It felt more fabricated funny than the effortless charm of the 80s, and honestly, it's worlds away, and one has so much less soul. Like, it's creative, it's fun, it's bombastic, but it feels less earnest. And the characters were great, yes, but not all of them. And the fiance especially, what a tired trope. Such a cringe character, ironically and unironically. It reminds me of Ivan Joga's character, who also sucked in Zombieland 2. Just cringe millennial satire that's not clever or funny at all. Even an idiot can see that. And the story, an absolute mess. And doesn't even exist, it's just more of a tool for the creativity and jokes. Not to mention, it's the exact same story as the last one, major plot points wise, but like way worse at every turn. How can you be so stupid?
You! What?
Of course! You don't get it.
No. You agreed with me. You proved my own point.
No. No.
Did I win?
No.
Did I win?
Alright, yes. You know, Iron, I have to say, maybe Beetlejuice 2 shouldn't have been made. But I and many others still enjoy it. I still think it was a fun movie, and I'm glad we got to have it. But, you know, maybe you do know a thing or two. Just a thing or two. But maybe worth listening to sometimes. Just sometimes, Itty. Iron.
I respect it on me. You shouldn't glaze me too hard. I mean, I too like movies that are anything but critically acclaimed. Like Venom, Snyder Trilogy, I love that. But I still love those movies for what they are, even if other people like to turn them down. So what do you say? You want to give your rating?
Sure. I give Beetlejuice 2 4 stars. And that'd have been the best movie, but I had a good time.
Fair enough.
Man, I kind of feel like a jerk. Maybe next time I don't agree with someone, I shouldn't be as harsh.
Well, I give Beetlejuice 2 2.5 stars. A Genius Disco thumbs down. But hey, if you enjoy it, enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
You haven't said that thumb thing in a while.
Yeah, I usually forget, but it feels nice saying it again.
Well, it's time for me to go, Iron. Can't wait to review Joker 2 with you.
Yeah, me too. Hope we both like it.
Yeah.
See you later, Omni.
Goodbye, Iron.
Sanctuary
time. Since the first day we met.
Yes, and eating your food and drinking your water.
Did you see me dance on the stairs a few weeks ago?
Of course, who do you think changed your clothes?
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity.
Hey, okay, how about we just watch Joker tomorrow? Hey, come on! I mean, you don't know what you're gonna go.
Get out, you freeloader!
Idiot!